Welcome to VPR Podcast Radio, where we give you a verbal image of life, and we are everyday people. Like to welcome you all to the show. Welcome you all into another day of the year 2. And you might ask, for those of you who haven't been following the show or just started following the show, the year 2 is 2018. 2 plus 1 is 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Year 2. Now, we want to show you all how to beat subliminal messaging, or how to not be a victim of subliminal messaging. Give you a technique. This technique is based upon mathematics. Okay, let's roll. As Brother Nassis stated in the mental self-defense lecture that we did, and you can go back and find mental self-defense lecture on VPR Podcast Radio featuring Brother Nasir, stated that your body has a natural will to fight inside and out. The Creator gave you that gift. That's a gift. Any radical viruses or unwanted substance that goes inside the body, your immune system, and you have cells that will go in and attack that foreign entity and take it out. That's natural. That's a defense mechanism that the Creator gave all men and women. Now, beating subliminal messaging, we got to get more in depth into how is the body and your inner self able to fight off these radical particles or diseases or viruses in your body. And it's simply because there's not a lot of tampering with that system within your body. You don't have a lot of meaning. It knows itself, and it knows what's supposed to be there and what's not supposed to be there on the inside, because the inside is not readily viewed for the world to see. Only you can look inside your insides, and that's through your mind. If you concentrate, you can see. You might not like what you see when you go in and see your inner self, but you can see your inner self. Your mind can't project what's the visual of your inner being and what contains, and subconsciously you know where everything's placed, where your heart's at, your ribs, your stomach. You know you. As within, so without. So now, how to beat subliminal messaging? Now, we all know back in the day, you watch movies and they say go get a Coke. They flash that frame. It was quick. It was the frame that they would flash was too quick for the eye to detect, but your subconscious mind would pick it up. And going over the research, I believe Coke went up by 18% in sales, and popcorn went up like 57% after they started doing the subliminal messaging in movies. It increased their bottom line. They started making money. Real quick, we're on next documentary on Jefferson Stadium right here in Houston, Texas, so be on the lookout for that. But the inner self knows, well, since the Creator created that inner self and gave you that mechanism for natural protection, the slave master or your enemy or people who people who knew who you wanted to harness your power for their own gain and control, after they reduced black people down to 0, and let me explain how that happened. Okay, you're coming into a new land. No, you're not going to speak your native tongue. You're gonna have to learn what is called English. Now, but I'm gonna not allow you to be able to read and write, so you can learn this English. But yet, I want you to function in society only at my commands, and you can only go certain places that I will allow you to go. You can't pass down your oral traditions that's been passed down for generations upon generations. That was a rite of passage. We're going to take that out the picture. No, if we catch you praying in a certain way, like your forefathers and your fathers prayed, we'll kill you. So the only religion that will allow you to be a part of, that would be Christianity, and that Jesus must be white. You're a grown man, but yet I'm going to have to call you boy, and you got to call me sir or master. If I catch you doing anything as far as looking at me in my eyes, if I catch you looking at my woman, if I catch you speaking to me in a manner in which you feel as though you are more intelligent than I kill you. I'm going to tie one end of this horse, or I'm going to tie one arm to one horse, one arm to another horse, your leg to that horse, one leg to the other horse, and I'm going to hit these horses till they split you apart, but I got to do this in front of your women and children, because I need to produce fear in them so they can fear me as the master, and hopefully we understand that fear is passed through your genetic code, your DNA, so hopefully this sight, they'll pass it down to their children, and generations, to where even when you see a white man, that'll pop up, and you won't be so readily to react to the harm that I'm exposing upon you. Yeah. And if you do a good job, I'll give you material things. As a matter of fact, I'll give you extra biscuit. How about that? Okay, yeah. And so they reduced that down to 0. A little of nothing when it comes to knowledge-wise. And so then they created the knowledge, or what they wanted to pour inside of the mind of the black man. No, they created that. They said, okay, well, look, now this is what I want you to behave, and this is the information that I want you to know, and these are the things that I want you to do. First, you only will be involved or care about is sport and play. That'll be your avenue to success. Now, as far as being scholars and studying and reading books or whatever, that's forbidden for you, because I don't want any rivalries and I don't want any competition. I want to be the only smart one in the bunch. So, we'll open the doors up for you to catch a football, throw a basketball, baseball. You can sing your heart out. Dancing, we always like the way you dance. I need some strong Negro spirituals. And by the way, I always keep the white Jesus on your wall or in your heart. Even if you see a black Jesus, you just front it off and say, hey, my Jesus is white. And that's going to be your role in America forever. Subliminal messaging, how to defeat it. Now, how do you defeat that? All of that. How do you defeat the stereotypes that they created? The jail society, wearing your pants sagging. Black folks didn't do that. You go back and look at early pictures, black pictures, 40s, 50s, suits and ties. Black women, miniskirts, half naked, on stripper poles. White women was doing it first. We just copied, but since white men had a fetish in a sense for black women, now you're allowed to do porn and jump on the stripper pole and whatnot. So, that's just where it is. You know what I mean? Just we emulate. Once again, how do you defeat subliminal messaging from entering into your subconscious mind? First, you have to know you. Charity starts at home. You have to first examine yourself. That way, anything that's foreign comes into play, you recognize it right off the bat because you know what you put inside of you and you know what you did, for one. That way, if you're a male and you know yourself and you know the reason behind why you do what you do, you're an artist like Dave Chappelle or a comedian, whatever, and they come to you and say, hey, I need you to put this dress on and parade out in front of your people in a dress, and we'll give you some money. You would have to know automatically, if you knew yourself, you know, well, that's not part of my tradition or my ancestors, and my family wouldn't be pleased, so, or my wife and children, I can't get out here in no dress. That's beneath me. I'm not the court jester, and I'm not the buffoon. See, when you know who you are, you can do that. Where can you find information on who you are? Read anything by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Message to the Black Man. Listen to some, or listen to DVDs, YouTube, lectures by Brother Farrakhan. If you want to free yourself, free your mind. How to defeat subliminal messaging? Know thyself. Know you. Know what you learn. Know where and know where you place your belongings. Know how you lift things. Monitor yourself. So if anything is out of place, you automatically know something's not right. Because the goal is to keep your head in the clouds so that you never figure out when something is purposely being done to you because you're too busy trying to juggle 10 things or keep up with the Joneses or what's going on in society. And so while you out chasing the golden egg, they coming right behind you, keeping the program going, so they people can stay on top, so you can pass that program down to your next children, and they pass it down to their children, and they pass it down, and they stay on top, ruling you, over you. Because you didn't want to take the time to learn about yourself, love yourself, and be yourself. They'll make it, and if you got a heavy dose of subliminal messaging, you would hate looking at yourself in the mirror. You won't even, or you would look at yourself and won't even recognize you. Or you would be looking in the mirror and look right past yourself and can't even remember what you just saw in the mirror when looking at your own self. When that's a bad case. That's a bad case. You need some medicine. You could try not no synthetic and not no kush. If you can get you some natural grown marijuana, smoke that, sit in the mirror and talk to yourself to bring yourself back, then that could work. I'm being straight up. And the reason why we at this stage, see, we at the quiet, you know when Donald Trump said you're at the quiet before the storm? This is the quiet before the storm, hoping that everybody can wake up to avert what's coming. But if not, then whatever is whatever. And we tried, and hopefully those who were wise enough understood what was going on and prepared a place for themselves. Or may God bless the ones who didn't prepare a place for themselves. But either way, there's nothing you can do to stop what's coming. But out of love and out of a duty, you'll have those of us who will drop jewels of information, hoping somebody pick it up and take it even further, study it even further, and be a better person towards the people, especially than I am. Hell, you know, honestly, I know it's some better people out there that can deliver a message to the people, but they're afraid. Man, don't be afraid. And I know some people out there that can deliver a better message that don't have the baggage, that haven't been gotten in as much trouble. You know, you can go back into somebody's past and they be like, man, this dude trying to drop knowledge. I remember when he did so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. Yeah, all that's true. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not perfect, but when you got a love for your people, man, you know, you just get out there and, hey, at least they can say, hey, somebody said something. You see what I'm saying? Somebody said something. That's all you want. That way they can say, hey, they won't be mad at me and be like, say, Black, why you didn't just come out and say all that? You know? Why if you knew the information, why you didn't share it with the people? You know, and if God blessed you with some insight on certain things, why you kept it to yourself? You know, and I don't want to be that person. And that's what that's about. I don't want to be the person who that'll withhold information to the to the people. I don't want to do that. But it is what it is. And at this point, really, to be honest with you, at this point, it really don't even matter. At this stage in the game, whether you know it or not, don't even matter. You know? And it's too late to be self-righteous now. If you was gonna be self-righteous, you'd have done that about 10 years ago, 5 to 10 years ago. You know, it's like, I ain't gonna make that analogy. I'll make the analogy. It's like people trying to get into the game right now. It's saturated. You ain't made your millions or your riches by now. Don't jump in thinking you finna get rich. You know what I mean? If you ain't established the base by now, you know, everybody, you know, you ain't fooling nobody. Let's put it like that. But for the most part, know yourself, study yourself, know where you place things and where things are. Know where you place things, where things is, and such as meaning that, hell, you read a book and you left off on a page, or even if you didn't put your bookmark in there, you know you was on page 72. You know what I mean? You come back, and if it's on 57 or something, you like, hey, who been in my book? Yo, something not right now, you know what to watch out for. You get what I'm saying? You establish a character. That way, If someone lies upon you, people will say, well, no, that don't seem right. That don't seem like that individual, because I never saw him or her behave that way. Why you need character witnesses? Because reason why you need character witnesses is because you do have black people who works for their slave master, and always have, and would do the slave master's bidding, or whatever he tells them to do, they'll do it. The slave master say, look here, I found you, you was nobody. You wasn't even worth looking at. But I'll make you into a big star. You know, I put money behind you because the people there, you ride in something nice, or you got the new latest or whatever this on, they're going to look up to you and they're going to worship you. And you say, well, how do you know that? Because we started that system in slavery. You know, where we had slaves in rags. And whichever one we picked out that we wanted to have influence over the slave population, we put one of our old worn suit jacket on it to make him look different and stand out from amongst the rest of the bunch. And eventually, they always would follow him, and he would become the authority. And then we do our bidding through him. Same system. You know, just different times, but same. It still works today. So we'll dust y'all, throw a little court just outfit on you, put a little bling around your neck, then we'll throw you out there and have you mislead your people. That's the game. But don't get me wrong. If you buy it yourself out of your own heart and desires, man, enjoy it. You're supposed to have it and you deserve it. But if he give it to you and you know the reasoning and the purpose behind it, that the only intention is to get the people to follow you so you can lead them down a rabbit hole, then that's where the problem lies. Because I don't want to get twisted, because, man, I done bought plenty jewelry, cars, clothes, enjoying life, balling out of control, having fun, doing what I want to do. So, bam. You know what I mean? I understand that. I'm saying when they call you to the side and say, hey, we need you to help destroy your people, and we'll give you the clothes to do it, and you haven't accumulated nothing for yourself, so you jump up on the first opportunity to look like, or to make it seem like you have some wealth, or you done reach a certain height in society. We talking about that kind, you know. So once again, know everything there is to know about you. I mean, even know your grandparents, where they came from, and know they family, where they came from. And if you one of us blacks who always been in America, then learn what tribe, Native American tribe, you came from. You know everything about you. That way, when they make a suggestion, or they subliminally make a suggestion, you know that, now this wouldn't be good for me. So you shut it down automatically. You don't walk around with your head in the clouds and they just dumping everything on you. You don't know where it's coming from, and you totally clueless to the situation, and now you don't know how you became a victim and all that. You know, that's dead. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is in. Burrow Pig Radio, we're out.